You're listening to Wellness Junkies, where wellness gets real, not perfect.
Welcome back to the show. It's Amy, and I am here with Lindsay Nahmiache, who has so many accolades. I can't even get into it, but a couple highlights on Lindsay. First of all, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you here. I'm so happy to have you here. So, Lindsay is a seasoned entrepreneur. She founded a marketing agency. She's the founder of Veriphy Skincare, which is what I'm really excited to hear about, but also is a founder of an agency, Jive PR and Digital. She is a active investor with many portfolio companies. She is a vocal advocate for the next generation of entrepreneurs. Very cool. She was named USA Enterprising Woman of the Year, recognized as Canada's 100 most powerful women in the Financial Post, named top 40 under 40, and Profit W100 top female entrepreneurs. There's so many other things, but like just I highlighted those things because I'm like, okay, check, amazing, amazing. So welcome to the show. So excited to hear all about Veriphy, but just all about you. But before we begin, I'd like to do a little bit of a weekly high, just what kind of brought you joy this week. We're recording this. I don't know when this will launch, but we're recording this right after the new year. So what brought you joy this week? If you want to just give me your high of the week.
Oh, it was such a simple but powerful moment. So my son is 8, and normally I read him bedtime stories. And in the last week, he's just said, "Mama, I want you to read your book and me to read my book, but together." And so I was okay. So we get into bed and I bring my novel that I'm reading. He has his novel and then he cozies right up to me and we both sit there and read our book for 15, 20 minutes. And it was just, it's so precious. Those are the moments that there's no amount of money, success. There's nothing that beats that moment. It's like a pure full body.
Yes. High. It's so yummy and delicious and savor. It's savor those moments because they go so quick.
I know.
Yeah. For some reason this week, it's I'm all ready for the new year. And then this week has just been crazy. I feel like I haven't had a chance to organize and do all my workouts and do my usual things. So next week, I feel like I'll get back into my routine. I feel like this week was just crazy. But I think one of my highlights of this week is that I'm sleeping really well. So I'm a really good sleeper, but for some reason lately I've just been off and on sleeping and I don't know. So I have the 8 Sleep mattress, which does all your diagnostics and whatever. And so this week I've been crushing sleep. So I'm okay, that's good. No wonder I'm feeling more energized, but I'm also feeling wired because this week back has just been crazy. But anyway, so I had some good sleep this week. So I'm feeling good about that. I've also been drinking less alcohol. So that's probably why. Yeah. I feel over the holidays, it was every night, glass of wine here, and this week I was just not. So I think that has helped as well.
Yeah, I've never done dry January before, but I'm doing it this year because of the sleep thing. For whatever reason, I was wearing that Aura ring and then every time I had a glass of wine, it would tell me how bad.
Right. You're okay, buzzkill.
I know. And so I finally was just you know what, let me just try not doing it. And same with you. I've just been sleeping. I've just been sleeping through. That's the difference is that before I wake up at 2 a.m. and then, ruminate on things that don't even matter for a long time and then finally go back to sleep. But now I just sleep right through.
Yeah, it's so good. I feel every time I have alcohol or sugar, I just don't sleep well or I feel shitty the next day. But I continue to do it because, why not? But I'm not really doing, I would say, dry January. I'm doing damp because I don't know. I've only had 1 glass of wine this week at dinner. And I was okay, that's fine. That's
amazing.
That's
right?
Yeah, compared to my holiday habits, it was good. But
and everything in moderation, right? I feel
know.
You can't just, So
I know. I was also, speaking of sleep, I also have a new bed setup. I feel I have this really, the brand Cozy Earth?
Yes.
They have this blanket and it's just a cozy, furry, really comfortable blanket. And it's heavy. So it almost feels like a weighted blanket. So I'm putting my sheet and then a comforter because it's so cold out and I get super cozy like a bear. So I'm okay, maybe that's helping too.
Okay. That's a good recommendation. I love a cozy blanket and weighted blankets. We need to explore that. So, okay, good hack.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, I could go on and on. So tell us about a little bit about yourself and your background. And I kind of want to understand like how it came to be. You have so much experience in so many different areas. Like how did Veriphy, by the way, I love that name. I think it's so cool. How did it come about? Like what was missing in the market? Give us the story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, a condensed version. So life and how things happen is I'm truly like, I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional on life now because I kind of like look and everything's worked out. So it's been great, but I've always just been, oh, this feels good. Oh, this feels good. Oh, maybe I should do that. And that's how I've navigated life so far, which again has worked out, but I think some more intentionality would be good. But Veriphy specifically. So it was created. I purchased Veriphy. So it was created. I was an investor and then, invested in it and took it over. So it was created by a very large biotech company that had discovered this insane ingredient, which is called Phytospherics. So it's this vegan form of glycogen. There's no vegan form of glycogen. It normally comes from marine and shellfish. And so because it's a vegan form, it retains so much more moisture. So they discovered this ingredient in a university lab, and some very smart women who were there said, we need to make a skincare brand to bring this ingredient to market because it's now used in like food supplements and all this stuff because of the hydration properties. So they created Veriphy within the biotech company. And this is back like in 2019 when it first launched up in Canada. I'm originally Canadian. And then, it was the blessing and the curse. You're in a biotech company. So you have like excellent formulations, so much science rigor, so many clinical studies. You have a lot of those means to build the foundations of a fantastic skincare brand. And then you have the limitations if they don't quite understand like the marketing element or the business growth element. And so they were hampered. And then the biotech company went on to sell to a Swiss ingredient company for gazillions and gazillions of millions of dollars. And they were divesting of this brand that I had been using. Truly, like I was using, I love the beauty industry and I love trying things. So I was using like crazy creams that, whatever. And then I started using this. I'm just like, this stuff works. And it's not that expensive for the level it was compared to what I was paying for stupid products to, just try and get the hype. So anyways, I ended up reaching out to the CEO of the biotech company. Amazing man, like salt of the earth, just Eastern Canadian, just like fantastic human. And we had this, I'm like, I love this product. Like it can't go away. How do we, he goes, well, we're trying to sell it. And then, a private equity company is coming in. Maybe they're going to, I'm like, I don't have that kind of, and he goes, well, like what could you invest? And then how could we see it? And so it just kind of came about organically. And I believe like the things that flow in life are what's meant to be. Like you can force things. Yes. And maybe they're meant to be, but this just flowed. I mean, it was the easiest conversations. He was so helpful, so nice. The women who had started it, done the formulations in the biotech brand, they'd left, but like reached out to them, had good like it was just overall like really incredible care had been put into it. And so then at that point they were just really in Canada. That was their main market, and they were smaller. And so I went in and then we did a rebrand because it had older script and it didn't quite appeal. It was starting to appeal to a lot of men, but it was a little too feminine in the packaging. So we did a whole rebrand. We did that stuff. And then we started launching in the US, and we just got into Nordstrom last year, and we just launched it. We haven't announced it yet, but actually this week. So it's starting to get its legs, but we're going slow because it's not venture backed. It's not private. It's, we're bootstrapping it, and but the product proves itself when people start using it. Like the returning customer rate's so high. So it's just gonna take us a little bit longer than it takes.
Yeah.
People with deep pockets. But anyways,
so when did you purchase the company? Like how long have you been leading it?
2.5 years ago, 2 years ago. And it took us about a year and a bit to rebrand and to do all that. And so really like a year, we kind of came down here.
And the ingredient that you mentioned earlier, what is that again? And why is that beneficial?
So it's called Phytospherics. It's a vegan form of glycogen. It is derived from a non-GMO Ontario-based sweet corn. And there's so much science behind it. There's so many clinicals. Anyone can go on the website and go through.
Yes, I saw you have a lot of clinicals, which I love.
Great stuff. But the high level that matters for like you and I when we're saying like, well, what does that mean? What does it do? It just has insane hydration properties because of the nature of this molecule. And so it helps it turbocharges your skin to produce its own collagen, to produce, like you put it on, and especially older skin, I'd say like 40 plus, you know, my age range.
Me too.
You see a huge difference because we lack moisture, right? But it's very simple. We don't have a ton of products, right? We said we're like less is more.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what's the product line look like? Like,
we are 5 SKUs. Every SKU is packed with Phytospherics. It's one of those things that less is more. Like, you don't need to use a huge quantity of all of it because it is so potent. You know, when we manufacture it, always when we're buying the ingredients, our manufacturer's like, you know, you guys are like the most expensive skincare. You know, you could get cheaper ingredients here. I'm like, no, like we just want to pack that punch. But we're not going to expand the product line into a million different things that people don't need. Because I mean, I know we're going to talk about trends and stuff like that in a little bit, but that's one of my biggest issues with the industry is like people just start like the skin flooding is.
But there's so much out there. And I find that like, I mean, I have my tried and trues and I always go back to them and I like to try new things, but it's so overwhelming. So I like that there's limited, you know, you just have kind of like a smaller line and it sounds like someone could just use that line and that's all they need. And is it, people use it in the AM, PM?
Yeah, it's both. And listen, if you use the whole line, like, I mean, we guarantee it. Like you use it for a few weeks and you're not going to not see a difference. But I get like people have tried and true things that they don't want to give. So I always say just, you know, then maybe like add the serum occasionally or, you know, or the eye cream. People love the mist because it's not a toner.
Oh, I love a mist.
Mist that just then stays on your face, but it's got that phytospherics in it. So it really hydrates. So it just depends what people want to add to their repertoire. But once they start seeing it, like you're just like, okay, well, let me now try something else. Let me try the other one.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I know you said there's a lot of clinicals, which I think is so important in this space on the website. So that's great. And then it's also clean, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And that was important. And because we manufacture in Canada, we're held to different
better standards than the US probably.
It's getting better in the US. It is getting better. There's a lot of laws that have been passed recently, but because of that level, it's, you know, there's even more transparency and more rigor in the testing, in the ingredients, the efficacy and all of that. So it's a good little brand.
Yeah. Okay. And so if someone is listening to this and they're like, okay, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated with my skin, like I just want to reset my routine. Like what's the first thing you would tell them to stop doing? Because I feel like people are doing too much sometimes.
Like that, the term skin flooding, that was big in like last year and the year before.
Yeah.
I would stop doing that. Like that, just because you're putting more on your skin.
Yeah. That's like where you just keep putting on like a million different layers.
Yes. And it's like, think about the different active ingredients that are all, at the best, they negate each other. At the worst, they actually cause like reactions to each other. Right. So it's like your skin and your body is so smart on its own. Like we could never redesign the intelligence that the human system has. So if we just let our skin do what it's supposed to do, and yes, give it a few things to help act, like we're not pushing more things in that aren't there. We are like, this Phytospherics is letting your skin reproduce its own collagen. It's just boosting it to do what it does naturally. That's the best. Like those are the type of products that you want to get. I mean, I know that people are into like bleaching their skin all the time. I'm like,
what? I haven't heard of that.
There's like a trend on that right now of, anyways, I could.
Yeah. Well, speaking of skincare trends, let's get into that a little bit. Like what makes you cringe? Obviously the skin flooding, it's just overboard. What else?
The skin flooding. And then also just the gimmicks, that the level of like, oh, I got to try this. Oh, like and maybe some of them work, but it's just like the level that it's TikTok, right? And I get it, but it's like this discoverability on TikTok makes you think that everything's going to do something. And then sometimes, like you said, you have your tried and true stuff, and then you veer off of that, and then your skin reacts, and it takes you a while to get back. Like, just if it's not broken, don't try and fix it with trends that are there. Anyway, so I think that's my big, and it's the biggest blessing, because like there's also discoverability on TikTok that you can't get anywhere else. I think you just need to be, not everything's regulated, so you got to be really discerning on what trends you decide to follow or not follow.
Yeah, I know. There's so much out there, and you're like putting it on your skin, to your point. And you don't want to just randomly start trying things because you saw someone on TikTok trying it. I also have that same gripe with supplements. I'm really careful about supplements because, again, there's so many, and like they're not tested, they're in the right way. And you're just like, wait, I'm ingesting this. Like, I need to make sure that this is the right thing. I'm not going to just take anything. So I'm like super careful about that kind of stuff too.
I agree. I am surprised, and maybe it's because my algorithm, I haven't clicked on anything like that, but I'm surprised there's not more stories of the impacts of taking supplements that have like, exactly, they're like slapping supplements and they're like, oh, collagen this, and then it gets tested and a story comes out a year after these have been selling and being like, oh, it was actually like not collagen this, it was like, are you kidding me? Like that's crazy to me.
I know, it's scary. It's scary. Okay, what's the best skin advice you've ever received? Your skin is gorgeous, and I know you're using Veriphy, but what else?
Honestly, like fundamentals, back to basics, kind of what we talked about at the beginning of this. No amount of products you're going to put on your face are going to help your skin if you are not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and having some sort of mental stress release, meditation, whatever it might be. Like, if you don't have those three things, you can put any product you want in the world on your face, but it's not going to help. Those are like foundational elements that you have to do.
Totally agree. Okay, so let's get into brands, because since you're like a beauty wellness junkie like me, what brands in the space do you think work really well outside of Veriphy and that are not just marketing fluff? Because again, there's so many good marketers out there, and there's so much good stuff. Like, what do you like, and what do you use, on a like holy grails on a daily basis or a weekly basis?
Yeah. So I am very biased because now I understand the power of science and what clinicals do and the trust and the efficacy. So I tend to gravitate towards we're considered biotech brand because we use that rigor and everything science backed and clinical and data. And so I gravitate to other biotech brands. And I really like this one called OneSkin. It's female founded as well, female scientists, like, and they've gone more now into like lip care and hair care but everything is validated through science. And I just have so much respect because I know how much more money it costs to do those trials. I know how much more intensity, and then you don't have as much necessarily left over for the marketing part, but the efficacy is there. You can get it. You can trust it right away. You can go and you can look at their science and their research. So yeah, I have a huge love, affinity, and support for any biotech brands. We were actually listed alongside them as one of the top 5 biotech brands to watch last year. And I think you just prop up others in the industry that are doing the same thing as you. If all biotech brands succeed, we all succeed. But I think when people can learn, be like, okay, if there's science, there's clinicals, they're putting on that, like, I will trust that more than I'm going to trust like a celebrity giving a hype of a product, right? So that discernment is really important.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, for those listening, I think anytime you're trying a new product, it should always be science backed. You should make sure that there's clinicals, because tell me if I'm saying this right, the clinicals are third party. So they are science based. They're like, there's a lot of rigor put behind clinical testing.
Yes. So there's 2 forms of testing that you'll normally see. So you'll see like user testing, and people will be like, oh, 99% saw it lift. And that's fine because they've had to do, but that's the brand doing like a user trial.
Right.
Like
focus groups,
like, and sometimes not even a lot of people. Like when you go look through what their user thing, sometimes it's like 15 to 30 people that they're doing to get these, which, listen, that's fine. At least they're doing something. But the clinical is, the brand can't do the test. They have hired an independent outside lab to come in, do the tests, and produce the results. So,
and if the results aren't good, then they iterate to make it better and then redo it. Correct.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why brands that do that, like, spend so much more money in that development stage, because they're investing so much to get it right, versus anyone can launch a brand. You can just go white label a product off of and it's a white label formula, and you don't know what it has or hasn't. So that's why I say, like, check the science and make sure there is that third party data to support it.
Yeah, one of the brands that I love and talk about all the time, and is backed by a celebrity, but has clinicals, is Wise Beauty. Do you know Wise Beauty, Molly Sims' brand?
Yeah.
I think she's done such a good job. A, the products are excellent, but B, there is clinical testing. So it's legit. It's like really like, I mean, it's her brand and she's really into beauty and always has been, but like there's actual like science and clinicals. It's not just like, so that's a brand I like a lot. The same
exactly.
reason.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if, for any of like people who are looking like, what should I test? A brand like that, like something that has the science behind it as well as the hype. Cause like,
Yeah. Good tips. Okay. Switching over a little bit, cause I was interested to hear, you do a lot of investing in different companies, and I want to kind of hear like what you look at when you're looking to invest in a company and what stands out for you.
Yeah. So it's been great. Like it's, on the other side of the skincare line, I have the marketing agency, and really like you get a front row seat into different businesses and different models and people and seeing what makes a good business and what you believe in. And so through that, I've met some incredible founders where I'm just like, you know what, I believe in what you're doing so much. Like I want to put our money where our mouth is. Like you don't like reduce our fee, but like, how can I like pay you to do like, and so I've invested alongside them. And I think listen, I am not a venture capitalist. I make decisions being like, how do I feel? I'm probably not.
I do too.
Luckily things have worked out. And it's across the whole spectrum. Like, yes, it's done some in like wellness and beauty and consumer goods, but a lot in like med tech. And even just like more holistic, there's a awesome company that I just love. They've just opened a few locations in New York and in 3 before. They're called Othership. And I think it's the future.
Yes. Is that like cold plunging and stuff like that?
Yeah, but it's so much more. It's like there's cold plunging, there's hot rooms, but it's like community, like they've just knocked, like they've
I've seen that. It looks so cool. I want to do that. They don't have them by me, but
it's incredible. And Robbie, the founder, is just like, you meet certain people and you're like, I don't even know what you're going to do, but I'm going to.
Okay. I need to have him on the show. I want to hear more about this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll exchange after. I'll put you in touch with him.
Yeah.
So it's being exposed to cool people, doing cool things, and believing in that. And I think that for me has been the guiding principle of how I've done it. And it's been about 12 years now of what I've started investing. And I've had like one company went public, which was exciting. And then they got delisted. So it's
God.
I had a front row seat for what works and what doesn't. And then, I had another company that went like double unicorn instead. Like it's so.
But which company went double unicorn?
They're a real estate tech company out of San Francisco, and they're just incredible. So they've basically so normally like in real estate you have, and again, very diverse, right? So
it's cool. You know so much about all these different industries. I love it.
Yeah. And they all boil down to the same fundamentals of what makes them work and doesn't, right? Like it's like, regardless of the industry, you can just see what makes a good business. But anyways, so there's the big brokerages, like your Remax and your Sotheby's and all that stuff. But what they've done is they've given like the top 2 to 5% of brokers across the country the ability to have their own brand and their full back house office without having to. So it's really, and it's done incredibly well, right? It's like, they're not trying to get the glory. Like, you probably never heard of them. They're called Side. They're awesome, but they are huge because they're propping others up. And I think, I always see the businesses that prop other people up tend to be ones that do incredibly well. Now you can the brands that are themselves as well, but I don't know. There's something to me about, regardless of the other industry, if you are helping other people, that is like what I said with your podcast. You're asking such great questions. You're bringing so much light. Like, that's what I always get attracted to.
Right. Yeah. I find that too. It's all about energy. And it's funny because I do this podcast remotely, but when I'm able to do it in studio with guests, it's like so great because you can, like, I can feel your energy through the screen, and like I could tell, like in person, we totally vibe. But like I find like an energy exchange with anything you do is the most important thing. Like that's just the way that that's like my language. And I totally feel you on that.
I feel like as we go into this world of AI and AI slot, like I talked about this on our Jive channels the other day, it's just like that discernment that you talked about right there is the currency of the future. That is what AI is not going to be able to replace, is like using your body,
feelings,
honing device to like sense into things. And I think that that's a skill set that needs to be developed more in kids. And just, we all have it. It's not like you need to learn it. You just need to learn how to like bring it to the surface more and activate it.
Yeah. So it's like what they call in corporate world, like soft skills, right?
Yes. It's like a soft skill, but it's actually like a hard skill, right? It's
right.
But yes.
But like traditionally, it's not, it's like that. It's like people have that, but it's kind of hard to explain how and why, right?
I think it's going to become more, I think it's going to become the predominant skill set as we move to the next few decades. Like, I totally agree.
Okay. So you're doing a million things. You're running an agency, a brand, and a million other things. Like, how are you balancing doing all these things? Because, and I know you have a family and you look rested. So like, how are you balancing yourself here? What's going on?
So and this is like I said, I have rigorous accountability to my mornings. Like I don't care what happens. I have to wake up in the morning and have minimum 60 minutes to myself before like the sun wakes up and all that. And that is like, I'm not being like, oh, I'm meditating for an hour every day. And I might sit in 5 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of meditation. One day it might be horrible and I'm thinking about a million different things to do. One day it might be like fantastic. It doesn't matter. I do it. Like
so you get up early.
I get up early. I get up early and I have that hour to myself. And it's not just the meditation. Like I do the meditation, but then I read something. And I always say to people, I'm like, I positive hypnotize myself every single day. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I love that positive hypnotize.
Like that's what I do. And I will listen to content that like pumps me up. And it might be, it depends what I'm into at that time. It's totally diverse, but I'll circle around and go back to things. But I hypnotize myself every single morning and go to the day. And that makes everything work. And then I have a fantastic team. Like I have the best humans that I work with that are just like, I don't know how they got put in my path, but I feel like I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
We have great clients and it's not all easy. Like I had to deal with so much, like I told you, like those waking up at 2 a.m. of the sleep anxiety. Like that's why I like reduced alcohol. I'm like, this is such negative stuff coming into my head at 2 a.m. that really, like, I can't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And so like I have a lot of my moments as well. And I go into my negativity, but I used to fight my negativity. I think that's a big difference for me in the last couple of years. Now I look at it and I'm like, ooh, okay, good. You're coming to clear out. What do you want? And
let's change our mindset here.
Yeah. Or like, let me feel you. Like before I would spend so long just shoving it away that now I'm like, I was so scared of rejection for so long in my career. And I think, it helped because I was like, I overdid myself to like avoid rejection. And now I've totally switched. Now I'm just like, reject me. Like, great. Like, that's like, I need to feel rejection in order to like, not be scared of it. And so
and challenge yourself.
Yeah. That took me 20 years.
Yeah. I feel you. Me too. I feel you. It's funny what you were just saying about the positive hypnotizing, because I also think that all of the, stuff we're consuming on social media, and I'm sure you're on social and online a lot like I am, like my algorithm's really like positive and happy. So like everyone's always like, oh, there's so much negativity. I'm like, yeah, there is, but not if you program your feed differently. So like my Instagram, my TikTok, it's like so happy and so positive, and it's all these like different, I'm like, and that sometimes just reading a couple like quotes or seeing something like visually like relaxing is great. I'm like, what's the problem? I don't have any negativity on my feed. Once in a while, a couple things creep in, but like, it's all about like shifting that algorithm too, and not getting sucked into all those negative things happening online.
I like couldn't agree with you more. I go on social media. I'm like, I feel happy.
Yeah. I'm like, I love this.
You gotta curate, right? But you gotta, and you need to do, and I think like, that's like the resolutions people should be making is like, how can I curate my environment more to support my growth for those moments where I'm not thriving so much? My environment comes in and props me up because I've set it up that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's
like where you can, right? You can't do it everywhere, but where you can, like, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Shifting gears, I want to ask you, well, I do want to ask you one more thing before we get into our wrap session. Like, are there any good tools you're using to organize your day? Because I'm really into like systems and figuring out like, what tools are you using that have been helpful?
So we use like the Notion, the Slack, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I am telling you, like what I did over the holidays, I'm like, I need the physical thing of crossing stuff off paper.
Oh yeah.
And I have notepads, one in the kitchen for all the admin house stuff that like it's in my mind and stresses me out because I don't write it down. And I just wrote like the day, I'm like, okay, I need to like clean the bar stools. And I'm like, I'm never gonna, so I just write it on the list and it gets out of my head. And then I find that I'm like, okay, I need just mindless work for like an hour on a Thursday afternoon. So I go to that kitchen list and I just crunch through things.
Yeah.
So for me, I know that's not technical or sophisticated or savvy.
No, I love that. It's true.
Written things. And then I get excited. It's like a game to cross them off.
I know. It's so good.
Clean the paper so I can get a new piece.
I know.
And if I don't get them all off, I'll cross what I can and then I'll write them fresh on a new piece of paper just so I can get
like fresh list. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
No, it's good. It is good to write it down because I've definitely done that, but I've like written it in my phone in my notes and then I like never find it. I don't think about it because it's not in front of you. I feel like it's got to be in front of you. You've got to see it every day.
It sits beside my coffee machine, like just a little note.
Yeah.
By thing. And it's amazing how much more I'm getting done now because of it and how much less stress. Cause I'm just like, oh, I got to buy baseball cleats for my son. And they don't need them right now, but I need them in the next 3 weeks, but I just put it on.
Throw it down. Exactly. Yeah. Love it. Okay. What is your favorite wellness or beauty hack? We talked about a lot.
I mean, going back to those 3 fundamentals, like sleep, water, and some sort of mental health stress release, however you do it for you.
Yeah. The basics, right?
The basics, like.
Okay. This is what I call our 5-minute flow. Just get out of the shower, dried off, Uber alerted you. They're 5 minutes away. What's like your quick beauty routine? What are you throwing on to get out the door?
It's super simple. Like tinted moisturizer. I use the Bare Minerals. I've used it for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
I like it. When I find something that works, I don't veer off of it. So tinted moisturizer. And then I use the Thrive blush stick. Like you can use it for blush. And I love Thrive. And also when we have older skin,
I've got to look into Thrive. Okay. Like because so many people, I just had someone else on the podcast that was talking about their mascara. I've got to try their stuff.
That was my last one, the mascara. That mascara is the best mascara.
So is it like a blush stick, you said?
It's a blush stick. Yeah.
I love that.
It's because it's a cream blush stick. It's better for moisturization and skin. Right. And then I use it on my cheeks and my lips. Like I just use the same one and it's both.
Perfect.
And then their tubular mascara is, I don't know why anyone uses any other mascara except for that. Like when you wash your face, there's no black on your face and it just like comes off. And again, Thrive's like a better for you brand. So you know that they're doing clean principles. They're giving back to like it's female founded again. And it's just their products work.
Awesome. Okay. What is the one product you've repurchased more than you can count?
Oh, I mean, a lot because I get something and I don't give it up. I mean, the Bare Minerals green tinted moisturizer. I honestly 20 something years I'm going on using that. I'd say that one. That's kind of like that's never, and I try, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this tinted moisturizer sunscreen. And I always go back to Bare Minerals.
Yeah. I haven't tried that one, but I feel like it's one of those that like people just love. And it's like,
and maybe there's better ones, but it's like, for me, like my skin I know what it does.
Yeah. Perfect. And we kind of talked about this too, but any other things like how do you maintain your daily nirvana? Like what keeps you sane and grounded in your busy lifestyle?
The mornings and then like my son but like not the things I do and I play with it. Like, it's not that. It's the moments like when we're like in bed reading books, like just like, his dad plays with him and does a million different things. I'm not that like physical player, but I am that in our space. Like I can just see his energy relax, like when we're just in the same room together or doing things. And like that to me is everything. Like so I love that.
Aw, that's so sweet. I love it. Okay. And where can our users find Veriphy?
Well, our website is just because then they can access all the clinical trials. So it's veriphyskincare.com, and Veriphy is spelled a weird way on purpose. So it's Veriphy, but also if you type it in the regular way, it'll redirect.
Okay.
But that's just based on like the French term of, green, and then the Phytospherics, the 5.
Yeah, that was going to say. Okay.
So, and then also, Amazon, we just launched it, Nordstrom, Ulta.
Awesome.
Launched this week. So so the regular places.
I love it. Okay. And so Lindsay has given us a discount for all of you if you want to try Veriphy. I know I am going to. So we will put the discount in the show notes and on Instagram and all the things. Thank you for joining us. This has been so enlightening. And it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, so great to meet you. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thanks for listening to Wellness Junkies. For more on today's episode, follow us on Instagram at Wellness Junkies Official and find us on TikTok and YouTube at Wellness Junkies. You can also head to wellnessjunkiesofficial.com for expanded show notes, product links, and more. If you love the episode, leave a review and share it with a friend. We appreciate the love. Catch you next week. Bye.